Aloha everyone! In this video I will be showing you how to manage your Python files a little bit more using NetBeans IDE. So go ahead and open up your NetBeans and notice from the last video we already created a project, a Python project called Hello World. I'm going to minimize that because I'm going to create a new project. So let's say you're working on a new project or a new assignment and you want to combine your Python files into one project instead of creating multiple projects with just one Python file in each project. So to do that, let's go ahead and create a new project and make sure you select Python project, and we'll go ahead and pick Ant. And we are just going to call this Project 1. So if you're working on multiple assignments or different assignments, then name your project according to the assignment or your project. And I'm going to uncheck Create Main because I don't want them to create a Python file for me automatically. I'm just going to go ahead and create it myself. And I'm going to hit Finish. And now, so NetBeans just created a Python project for me, and here is my source folder. And basically in your source folder, what that means is this is where your Python files should go. And notice that I don't have any Python files in it, not one bit. So to add a Python file in there, you go ahead and click sources, you go to and hit new, and let's go to empty module. If you don't see empty module, then you can just go to other, and let's go ahead and hit module next. And now the wizard takes us, what do we want to call this file? I'm going to call this hello world, and I'm going to hit finish. And notice in my sources folder, basically this folder, it's not really a folder, it's just saying it's the top level directory. But basically in my sources folder, I have one Python file. Now what if I needed to create more Python files? I do the same thing. I go ahead and click on my sources folder. I right click on it and I go to new and I go to empty module. Now if empty module is not there, then we can select it here through the wizard. And we're going to hit next, and now what we're going to do, we are going to call this test. So I got another Python file, and I'm going to call it test. So there we go. So now I have multiple Python files, and all of them right now are pretty much empty. So in the hello world one, I can just say print hello world. And remember, if it's bold like that, that means it's not saved yet. So go ahead and hit save. And to run this hello world py file, I'm going to go here, make sure it's highlighted, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to hit run. And voila. Using NetBeans, it has its pros and cons. Using the text editor, it can be a lot faster, but then you also gotta go to open up your command prompt and compile your Python file. But a good thing about using NetBeans is that it's like built in. So that's why it may be slow on, depending on your computer, because it's like a built-in environment that basically all you can do to run your file is you right click on the file that you want, you put your cursor to it, and then you hit run file. Another way to run it is running it right here. You see this little play button? If you click on it, and if you hover over it, it's going to say rerun. So it reruns it. So over here, I want a space. And what I could do is hit rerun. Oh, but it didn't change. Why? remember, because this is not saved, you hit save, and now I'm gonna rerun it. So I'm in this file and I want to rerun it, and I'm just gonna notice it changed. So it's like I could be developing inside here, and then if I want to run it real quickly because I want to see my progress, then I can easily just hit this button, make sure it's saved, and I can easily just click on a button and hit run. Or let's say I want to work on another Python file and I want to do something else, and then I'm gonna just print something, and then I wanted to run this file. So right here, I'm gonna right click on it and I'm gonna hit run file. And notice what a nice thing about NetBeans, it has different tabs on my program. So this is the test Python file. And if I do a change here, I can hit run and it does it there. And then here, if I do a change here, go with this one right here and I hit rerun, and it does the change right there. So there's pros and cons using NetBeans. NetBeans, it'll be really nice because basically notice how I have it full screen, full size, and this is my development environment, versus using the Notepad++, you're kind of like navigating with different windows, which is fine, but it's up to you how you want to develop. And you can use either a regular text editor, which is very fine because old school way is just using a text editor and using the command prompt to run it, but normally this is the way to go, and I will be showing you how to do both because Python is a simple and easy language that probably don't really need all the fancy bells and whistles. Alright, you guys, see you in the next video.